6:48, we are following breaking news this Thursday morning as police need help finding a missing boy from Rochester.
Yeah, take a look at your screen. We have a photo here. This is 10-year-old Joseph Bryant, last seen around 8 last night near Finch Street and Glendale Park. He was wearing a black and red hat, gray jacket, gray jeans, and some black and red sneakers. So again, take a look. If you think you know where he might be or you recognize him, please call 911.
New this morning, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his office say his cabinet will not meet to approve the Gaza ceasefire deal until Hamas backs down from what it's calling a last-minute crisis. His team accused Hamas of going back on parts of the agreement in an attempt to try to extort last-minute concessions, but they did not elaborate on that. The Israeli cabinet was set to ratify the agreement today.
This is a war that's rocked the world, threatened a wider conflict, but soon it may very well come to that end.
If it holds as is around Rochester, we've heard from so many voices throughout the war, and we go back to some of them again. Aran Spitzer has that coverage. Aran.
Yeah, guys, as soon as Sunday, Hamas could begin handing over hostages to Israel. The latest agreement aims for a temporary ceasefire, with the final phase potentially ending the war if conditions are met. This conflict was started by a Hamas-led invasion of southern Israel on October 7th, 2023. More than 1,200 people were killed and around 250 others were kidnapped and taken hostage into Gaza. In retaliation, Israel's military has wiped out much of the Strip in its mission to destroy Hamas. But after 466 days, nearly 47,000 men, women, and children have also been killed, says the Hamas-run health ministry, with thousands more believed to be buried under the rubble.
I think since October 7th, you know, it's really almost unimaginable, the kind of pain and suffering that people have been going through, particularly the hostages.
Phase 1 of the deal would last 42 days, with Hamas releasing 33 hostages, including women, elders, and those that are sick. In exchange, Israel would set free dozens of Palestinian detainees for each hostage released. However, some are worried about both parties upholding the agreement.
Historically, Israel has violated terms of ceasefires and agreements before, and so it's a lot of hope, but at the same time, a lot of fear, a lot of skepticism.
We hear that this deal isn't even supposed to be implemented until Sunday. And so that raises a huge level of fear, concern, understanding that there's a potential that Israel may continue bombarding people and doing the most that it can in this moment before this deal gets upheld.
Among the 98 hostages in Gaza, there are 3 Americans believed to be alive. 2 of them are too young to be freed under this first phase of the deal. Guys.
Aran, thank you. The family of a man from Greece who died after being beaten last month by corrections officers at a prison near Utica filed a civil lawsuit against those involved in that assault.
That man, 43-year-old Robert Brooks, transferred to Marcy Correctional Facility December 9th, where body camera video shows he'd been dragged and then carried to an examination room with his hands cuffed behind his back. Then, according to the lawsuit, Brooks's attackers, quote, systematically and casually beat him to death, while others were standing by and watching, quote, as if it were a normal occurrence at Marcy, end quote. He died a day after that beating. The lawsuit names 17 different individuals associated with this incident whom the legal team believe, as well as the family believes, have some level of culpability in contributing to Brooks's death. The family's lawyer claims Brooks did nothing to justify this use of force against him, and Brooks's son tells us how he would often talk regularly with his dad, dreaming about a new life when he got out.
And I would never get my father back. They'll have to take it from me forever, but we will not allow his death to be in vain. This pain must lead to justice for my father and for our family, and we will not stop fighting until we get it.
So far, 14 corrections officers have been suspended without pay. One of them has resigned, but Governor Kathy Hochul, speaking earlier this week, says she wants them all fired. The Brooks family attorneys further note that due to New York having sovereign immunity, that means the state cannot be sued in federal court for civil rights violations or wrongful deaths. They say there will be a separate action at a later date in the state court of claims.
The man found guilty of trying to kill a police officer in East Rochester a year ago will spend the next 35 years to the rest of his life in prison. And police are also sharing the body cam footage from the day of the shooting with News 8. And just a warning of what's about to come. It's a little difficult here to watch.
Shots fired! And then hit, dude.
It's when the officer was hit, January 14th, 2024. Brad Steve and his partner Kyle Wash responded on Garfield Street to a call at this apartment when Steve encountered 52-year-old Raymond Noel armed with a loaded illegal ghost gun. Police say Noel refused to get his hands out of his pockets and pointed the gun at Steve, and then the officer fired. Noel fired back, hitting the officer in the stomach. Another bullet grazed his head. Steve says it was his protective vest that saved his life that day. Due to previous convictions, Noel was banned from carrying even a legal gun. His 35 years to life will be served concurrently with a sentence for other charges. As for Officer Steve, he's staying off road patrol for now, but he will stay part-time with the department.
Happening today and due in court, this woman accused of murdering her sister in Honeoye Falls. According to court documents obtained by News 8 back on the night of October 8th, 53-year-old Jamie Bush strangled her sister, 62-year-old Penny Bush, to death. And following the morning and next day, deputies say the suspect took the victim's 3 phones and tried hiding them in the garbage at a coffee shop. They say Jamie dumped her sister's body then in the Genesee River, and Penny was not found until October 14th. Jamie, meanwhile, pled not guilty during her arraignment. The motions hearing for today is scheduled at 9:30.
Here's what we know right now about that devastating scene in the aftermath in Brockport on this fire. A 4-alarm call that ripped through the historic Morgan Manning house Tuesday night.
Certainly devastated folks who loved this building as parts of the roof collapsed and the windows shattered out. Firefighters even told us they had to pull out of their response to the building at one point because the second floor started caving in. Shocked community members stopped by, watching and taking pictures, but they do tell News 8 they believe there's still hope.
I'm very confident that the structure is savable. I'm confident that some of the contents are savable, and we're trying to put all the mechanisms in place now to ensure that we can save as many of the artifacts as possible.
Brockport's tough. Brockport's determined. You know, if it can, it'll come back. It's still standing. That's hopeful.
The cause of this fire remains under investigation.
Sunrise traffic here at 6:55 and another check of our camera, our Greater Rock Sky Eye. Everything is moving along smoothly at speed on all the main expressways and nothing throughout the city to tell you about. We'll be checking that again when we see you at 7:25. For now, James, just a little bit of twilight out there over the horizon.
Just starting to peak.
Gaining just a few seconds in the morning time for our sunrise, and gorgeous to see. So I try to give you this anytime I can. Of course, we'll see gorgeous sunrise throughout the cut-ins. 19 degrees, that's the current temperature. We'll get into the mid-20s this afternoon. Yes, snow around through today. Just an inch or 2 on the ground so far. So let's enjoy that. Shouldn't have too much of an issue on the roads. Saturday, snow showers, but that pairs with rain, interestingly enough, and then big cool down next week.
Big cool down, yeah. It's gonna be rough.
A little bit too
Tuesday,
much.
Wednesday, very cold.
All right. Thank you so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise this morning, everyone. Next update in 30 minutes. Sorry.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.